A good day to all my subscribers and active Nigerian citizens. Thank you for joining me once again. This is your favorite channel, Naija Unfiltered with Charlie. Yes, here we talk about politics as it affects the lives of Nigerians on a daily basis. If you're joining us for the very first time, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe, please. Thank you. I think a few days' time we would be entering 2027, which is the campaign season for the next election. A lot has been said and a lot has happened in the first tenure of the president, Bola Tinubu. But I think momentum is growing. Uh, Parties are trying to put their places in houses in order for the campaign season. But I have to say that the people are also trying to do the needful for the upcoming campaign season and the eventual election. I would have to start with a very, very wonderful video, a video that has shown, or rather, that is showing what is going on in the minds of the people. Let's quickly see that video, then we'll react to it. Now that is coming from Niger State. Yes, if you could see the poster very well, he had the president Bola Tinubu, he had Bago, which is the governor of Niger State. If I'm not mistaken, I'm certain about that. Niger State, Bago, in a poster, and then the masses were tearing down the campaign posters, and this is happening in Niger State in the north. Obviously, in recent days, we've seen where politicians were being beaten in the north. So it gives one kind of pattern that they are rejecting the APC, because whether we like it or not, the north has been one of the reasons why the APC had maintained power for this long. Because if we're being sincere, the last election was supposed to, pull APC away from governance, but I think the North really helped in getting, or rather, whatever magic that happened that place. I don't want to call it a name, but whatever magic that happened that place. But we're going to see a bit of more power play from the people this time around, unlike the normal the players. The people will hold more cards because the people are more hungry. The people have seen that this is not about mortgaging their future. This is eating today. No. The days of where you give crumbs to people, you give them rice, you give them certain incentives just for that moment to vote, and you let them be for another 4 years. Those days are over. I think that's a good one. It's a welcome development. I love what I'm seeing. It means we are more aware, politically aware, that decisions we are making on a daily basis has effect in the long run. So it's a good one. Let us see how, as the campaign season unfolds, we see with the crowd. Yes, obviously people will turn out when you bring out money, but let us now see if it is going to affect their decision making in the next election. Because whether we like it or not, like I keep saying, the next election is going to make or mar Nigeria. That is the truth. At the point where we are economically, security-wise, in fact, all levels. In fact, even our normal day-to-day bonding with ourselves. We've seen rifts between Igbos and Yorubas, Hausas, and this one. So there is need for us to go back to that unity that we know ourselves. So I think the next election has a lot for us. But quickly, let's look at one of the most trending issues in recent times. Also, in the next year, 2026 January, we'll be having the new tax laws. But a lot has been said about this, and people have not been sensitized enough, if I must say. You're going to bring a new policy. It is obvious that companies knows about this. Companies have been paying tax, but individuals in Nigeria, whether we like it or not, are not really taxpayers much. So it's good for you to do sensitization. But we've not seen much of that on that end. But House of Rep member, he said, I'm not going to put the video because of the length of time. So I'm just doing a bit of background story. He said what was passed and what was read by them and gazetted by them, all voting and those voting against and everything, is different from what has just been implemented. So here, coming from the daily newspaper, we have a bold caption saying tax laws altered, because what was read in the House by the House of Reps and by the Senate is different from what was presented or put into law, which is not supposed to be. And that's why we keep saying this current 11th Assembly have been rubber stamping the executive, giving them bow and go, giving them whatever they need, which is wrong. They are supposed to checkmate the executive. If not, why will legislators sit down, waste time, waste taxpayers' resources to deliberate on tax laws that will affect the people, and come out with a very, it might not be the best, but come out with a resolution that should be now build what will be the law. But the executive will go back and alter what the legislature has just done, if not because they feel like it doesn't have power. That is what they're trying to tell the legislature. We also saw that when in the last some few days ago, the law has been tweaked that the presidency now has law over, or rather, more. It's not presidency is now the apex judiciary body, because normally is academically it is the Supreme Court that once they give a verdict, then that verdict stays. But right now, we can now have an executive still overturn that, and that's what has just happened here. The law that the legislative has passed, the executive still went there and altered it. But let's quickly take the reactions of Nigerians when they found out. Big ups to the House of Rep member that took his time, because the people did not know what was deliberated. Now that's the shocking thing. So if it was just normal, he did not look at it or he did not bring it out, we wouldn't know that that law was that tax law was altered. So big ups to him. I think that's why he is in the House, and his people would definitely be proud of him. But the people are actually reacting to when they found that that was done. This is coming from Rufai saying, a forger is a forger. No names were called. So if the thing hits you and you feel like saying, are you the talk to, fine and good, then you are the one. That's how it is. Another person here is from Oxford and Harvard is saying, a forger is indeed a forger, from certificates to tax laws. The pattern is clear. Nigerians deserve better transparency. Another person say, Godi saying, even if he writes a letter, he would still forge his own signature. That's harsh, man. That's harsh. And a lot of reactions from people. Now let's leave the forger and his forging. Let's forge ahead. Um, it's all I did there. Nice. I think that's all we'll be doing our cuts for today for this brush. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you again next time, guys. Thank you.